to
Good afternoon, everybody. It's 6:43, episode number 25 of The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine playthrough. Looks like I'm going to be able to squeeze in about it today, which is good because that means we'll get a little bit of a leg up on this upcoming weekend. I guess circumstances have kind of played out in a way that streaming tonight's viable. I'm pretty much here by myself. I do have work tomorrow. However, the way things are going, like I've caught up on a lot of other stuff I have to do at the house, so I think an hour will suffice. Today we're still going to be conservative, and we're going to try to push through the main storyline here. And where we left off, if I recall, is that, man, where did we leave off? What I remember is we had just located where the who the culprit was. We found out who was buying the Sangreal, and I remember now. We went to a party, and Detloff showed up, and so the
Reginald Aubrey has returned, not to be missed. Buy your tickets now, available from me alone.
The plot actually is thickened because we found out that the Duchess has a sister, and the sister might be meddling in the affairs of her kingdom. So, I thought I did this last time. So her sister could be behind the strings that are forcing Detloff's hand.
Reginald Aubrey has returned, not to be...
In other words,
Massacre at the estate of Durand de Savarin. Elven statues come to life to slaughter members of the History of Toussaint Friends Society.
she could be helping the guy who's holding his fiancée hostage. So,
greetings. I hope. What do you have on offer?
alright, let's move it a little bit quicker through all this. I'm going to try to sell any sort of gear that I have that I don't need. Typical, right? Nilfgaardian Longsword can go. Blunt Axe can go. Mace can go.
Farewell.
Good luck on the path. For the gentlemen, northern fashions. Banquets and wine. I stock the larder of the Duchessa herself. Welcome, please peruse. The best diverse wares in Toussaint at the best prices.
Show me what you got back there.
Okay, where does the junk start? There we go.
So long.
You shan't find anything better in all Toussaint. Hark, Beauclerc! Her most gracious Duchess has hired a witcher to get at the root. You shall. Nothing better in all Toussaint.
Excuse me.
The Dutch is small, but do you know any who's not heard of our wines?
I really don't think we have anything to put in inventory. So what we're going to do is we're going to rest and get the buffs, and we're going to move on. I feel like I'm dragging this out.
I've a daughter, you know. She's fit to wed. Oh, so fit.
The book of lust is hard and girthy. No one can grip the damn thing.
Okay, let's take a look at what we got in the quest log here. Captured the castle, low 47. Meet Damien at Count de la Croix's mill after midnight. The Tufo monster. I guess we can do that. Ducal guardsmen commanded by Captain Damien de la Tour were to aid Geralt in storming Duntine. This was the Duchess's wish and command. The briefing before the assault would be held at the mill where Detloff recently dispatched Count de la Croix in cold blood. And see, the ironic thing is the Duchess Anna Henrietta doesn't even know that Detloff is the culprit, and she was at a party with him the night before. So this Tufo monster is right over here. So since we gotta wait till midnight, we might as well just do this Tufo monster. It's in a level range now. You know what I mean? Go to the Tufo Vineyard and talk to the poster of the notice. Customs in Toussaint differ markedly from those observed in the north. The fashions differ. Folk drink wine instead of rye vodka, beer, or mead, and the women are generally more amorous, while men are more attentive to their own appearance. It is quite likely the two latter issues are linked. There is one custom, however, that remains unchanged both south and north of the Yaraga. Namely, faced by a monster problem, folk post a notice on a notice board in which notice they promise to pay a reward, and then they pray a witcher happens by and reads it. The owner of the Tufo Vineyard did just as his customs ordains, and as it happened, Geralt was the one to find his note. Did I not? Really, the Tufo monster is. That's where the Tufo monster is? I thought it was here. Alright, whatever. This is a contract for sure over here.
Boy, is my bum ever ready to blow. Busy. Busy. Levioda worked. It is positively reasty.
I've no time.
Oh, witches. Whatever.
I wonder if I can get a loan from Cianfanelli. And if I were to put up my wife's...
Stinks of carrion. Necrophages. Reeks in here. Reeks in here.
I may have just out-leveled this quest, now that I think about it.
Reeks in here.
Oh well. Water? That is water. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Here we go. I guess that's everything?
Let God have wept. It is positively risky.
Well, out with it. Huh?
I've no time.
A jump is like a lady. You can always get a new one.
Salutations.
Oh, did you tie one on last night?
Why the iron?
All right.
The treasure is down here somewhere. The guarded treasure. It's below ground. Now it's telling me it's above ground. It's either above ground or even further below.
Let God have wept. It is positively risky.
What's it?
I don't know. Should I meditate maybe? Okay, now he wants to talk.
Pardon me. Perhaps you could help me. You seem a strapping lad.
What's the problem?
I acquired this old storehouse at auction. As it turns out, it stinks like an Ophiri larder and is loud as a Novigrad brothel. Bambotch it all, I infested my life savings. Now I fear to go inside. Do help me, Witcher.
Storehouse was full of rotten meat. Attracted ghouls I had to get rid of.
Saint Lebion's safe now. Completely.
Mm-hmm. Though I'd advise you to clean the meat out quick, before other ghouls show up.
Of course. Yes, I shall put my men to it, tout sweet.
Well, thank you.
Meanwhile, perhaps you need something? I've a meager stock just now, but come back in 2 days to see a full array. At a discount that will make you cross-eyed.
Was wondering, previous owners, what did they use the warehouse for? Why was it full of carrion?
It was Gottfried Nork's before it was mine. Yes, that Nork, Toussaint's most famed charcutier. That is, until his saucisse à la moutarde poisoned half the court of Her Illustrious Highness the Duchessa.
Take it he fell out of favor.
Favor's not the word. He was cast in prison, all his property confiscated and auctioned off.
Show me what you're peddling.
I bet he's peddling a bunch of just junk, really. Dye remover, which is good. Or mixing dye, excuse me. It's okay. Nothing I really need.
So long.
Nothing I really need at this stage in the game. You know what I mean? Because we are level 48, I think. And that was technically, I should have done that quest almost as soon as I got to Toussaint. But I didn't do it. Go to the Tufo Vineyard. Damn boars.
Be gone from my sight.
Come here.
Where in the heck are we? Because it seemed like we just ran across all of Toussaint. Okay, no, we didn't.
Yeah? What is it?
Now, why does one summon a witcher, To inquire about the gossip currently flowing about the court? I have a problem with a beast.
Ah, you the one posted the notice? Go on then, spit it out. What's it about?
First, my dear witcher, we must establish ground rules. Given the vast difference in our respective social positions, I'm sorry to say I take umbrage at the familiar tone you take. I expect deference. I expect you to address me as Sir, or better yet, as Monsieur de Bourbeau.
Fine. Monsieur de Bourbeau.
The emphasis falls on the last syllable. Bourbeau?
Bobo?
See, now I'd rather emphasize something else. Tell me what this is about, monsieur, or I'll change my mind and go.
Nordlings and their manners. Very well. Let us get this over with. Something has infested my vineyard.
Great. Let me go prepare my something oil then.
I beg your pardon?
Need more information than that. Where was this something seen? Any witnesses? Bodies to examine?
Therein lies the rub. None has seen the beast. We've only heard signs of its presence, a strange scratching and shrieks. Neither are there any corpses to inspect. Men simply disappear without a trace.
Who's disappeared, if you don't mind my asking?
Most recently some farmhand, I believe.
Despite the vast difference in your social statuses, do you perchance remember the farmhand's name, monsieur?
No. You must speak to my wife. She has more collegial relations with this household help. She's away at the moment visiting her mother, but should return forthwith.
Noises you mentioned, where do they come from?
Well, everywhere. But they're most clearly audible in the wine cellar.
Means the monster must dwell underground. When are the noises loudest?
In the night, just as they were years ago, when the buildings quaked. Another expert agreed to look into the matter then, but was never thereafter seen nor heard of. Oh, that should suffice with the questions. Now tell me, will you take the contract? Yay or nay?
Let's talk about the money, brother.
Depends. What kind of reward are we talking about?
Wow, this is kind of a lot.
How much? Do you jest?
Well, that really pissed him off.
Come now, be reasonable.
Really, dude?
Fine. Seems I must take the loss. Agreed.
Loss?
Fine, I'll do it. Need to look around here first. Then I'll want to talk to Madame de Bourbeau.
Very well. I shall inform you once she has returned. Meanwhile, the key to the cellar. Just... whatever you do, please do not disturb the wine barrels.
The Tufo vineyard was plagued by tremors caused by some unknown underground force, yet these were no ordinary earthquakes, a phenomenon entirely unknown in Toussaint. The tremors caused noteworthy damage as buildings collapsed, wine bottles fell from shelves and shattered, and wine barrels burst, releasing into the dirt their ever so valuable contents. The vineyard's owner suspected some subterranean beast was the culprit, and Geralt was inclined to admit he was right.
Is it not evident I'm busy?
All right, let's potion up because we're gonna get some. We're gonna try to get some erendite charges on this matter. And really, I need to change my chest armor to be fully optimal.
Start no brawls.
And let me go ahead and do that. I'm gonna put the.
All right, let's look around.
The Tufo Vineyard work schedule. Recapitulation. This past half fortnight, I was forced to reassign 3 workmen to cleaning up the damage caused by the earth strength trembling, a fact which significantly slowed work on the vine. Sophie remains in confinement and will not be able to return to work for some time, and later her effectiveness will be hindered by the presence of the child. Jean-Luc did not even report for work today, with no warning and no excuse. When he finally does show, I shall have to have a serious talk with him. Excuse me.
Shattered dishes. Got knocked off the shelf somehow. Shaken off, maybe? What the rats?
What in the heck? Stock taking summary. The last tremors damaged several bottle stands and knocked over several wine barrels, whose subsequent rolling wreaked further havoc. Among the losses, 12 bottles of the 1263 vintage, 9 bottles of the 1264 vintage, 17 bottles of the 1265 vintage, 9 bottles of the 1267 vintage, 7 bottles of the 1271 vintage. In addition, 2 barrels of wine in the maturing process burst and split. The losses following this tremor proved greater than those after the previous one. These tremors shall be the ruin of me.
A tunnel?
I bet it's a freaking shale mar.
That's better. Goes on and on this tunnel. Even worse.
Torch won't work, huh?
Should be able to break through. Damn it, it's getting away.
Whatever it is, we definitely need insect oil.
No kicking more dug this. Tunnels are the work of something much bigger. Something with heavy, wide claws. Young could hatch any minute. Damn it. Young could hatch any minute. No Kikimor dug this. Tunnels are the work of something much bigger. Something with heavy, wide claws. Cracked Kikimor eggs. Something's been feeding on them. Water coursing. Underground stream. Monster I'm looking for lives underground, digs tunnels, feeds on Kikimors, and is big. Very big. Won't learn anything else here. Time to go back to the surface. Last one.
He's probably going to have to go after whatever it is. That's fine.
Sacre bleu!
What is the meaning of this? I'm paying you to slay a monster, not demolish my property.
Property's falling apart on its own, what with all the tunnels under it. I'd fill those in soon if you don't want your building to collapse.
Tunnels? Fiddle my farm, how did tunnels appear down there?
Something dug 'em. A large creature. Also killed a few Kik. Consider it a half favor. Won't cost you much.
Kikimor eggs. Yes, of course, good work. Indeed, a reward is due.
Madame de Bourbeau, I presume? Hear you know something about the missing farmhand.
Jean-Luc? Yes. We went to examine this year's seedlings. Something had been nibbling at them. Then we heard these odd noises. Jean-Luc went to reconnoiter and never returned.
Madame, could you describe Jean-Luc?
Tall, exceedingly well built, hair black as pitch.
Dear, concentrate. There is not a peasant that is not well built. They work in the fields all day. He means scars, birthmarks, that sort of thing.
Then none, I suppose. But he did wear a pendant around his neck. A silver one.
Silver jewelry on a farmhand?
It was a gift, I believe. Or that is what he claimed.
Should be enough to go on.
Then what are you fritting round here for? Get to work! Still here? But what?
Please.
Perhaps I
find
can turn
Jean-Luc.
these tunnels into an extended cellar. Keep calm! Start no brawls!
Having learned the disturbing noises thought to be those of the monster Tufo were coming from the cellar, the Witcher immediately ventured there. Geralt had barely arrived when, without any excess effort, he heard the scraping and crumbling of rocks beyond the cellar wall. Upon investigating the noise, he discovered a network of long, winding corridors stretching beneath the entire vineyard. In one chamber, Geralt found a Kikimor nest, but quickly concluded the beasts were not the cause of the trouble. The creature that dug these tunnels was clearly much larger and far more dangerous. And I keep calling it, I'm telling you, it's a Shelmar.
Your bones are aching again.
I think I'm catching something.
Bread's really stale. Been here a while. Blanket was laid out here. Good vintage. Must have been a special occasion. Footprints had a picnic. 2 sets, or something. Tracks split. Woman turned back here. Man kept going. Man's footprints lead here. Blood. Human. Something walked through here. Big bastard with a heavy tail. Piece of carapace. Horned gray shell. Large, deep tracks. Claw marks. Straight, dull, perfect for digging. Felled trees, as if something rolled over them. So is Shelmar. Only they dig tunnels and move like that.
The monster of Tufo. Imagine a creature that kills men, feeds on Kikimor eggs, and digs underground tunnels so wide they'd fit the Emperor of Nilfgaard's coronation carriage along with a team of 6 horses. And now imagine this creature digs with such force, the earth quakes and the houses up above tremble and collapse. Noting these symptoms, Geralt was at first unsure what sort of beast he could be dealing with, knowing only that he needed to be very, very careful. Only after he carefully examined the monster's tracks did he realize it had to be an aged female Shelmar.
To that cave. marks. Straight, dull, perfect for digging. Whoa, Shaelmar's close. Shaelmar droppings. Grubs that feed on them are a delicacy to giant centipedes. Shaelmar's lair, gotta be. Drags its victims here. Pretty fresh, some of them. Gonna have to brew some bait. Need the blood of a recent victim and some of the mushrooms that grow here. Fresh corpse. Must be Jean-Luc. Crushed ribs, cracked skull. Shaelmar did this. No two ways about it. Silver pendant. A lock of hair inside. Highly decayed as Mother de Bows. Been lying here a while.
Where's the Shaelmar bait that we need to brew? There we go. After speaking to the woman he had encountered on the estate, Geralt went to the spot where the farmhand Jean-Luc had last been seen. Following the man's trail, the Witcher arrived at the entrance to a complex of caverns. There he established that the monster he was hunting could be none other than a Shaelmar, which is...
Gotta spill it within a lair, somewhere near an air current, so the scent spreads throughout the cave.
Okay. Spread the bait in tunnels near the surface. Okay.
Ugh, that stench. Shaelmar will be here any minute. Show me your claws.
Alrighty, alright. We've been in this cave before to get the bear gear. And now... let's go get our reward. Remember how to get the hell out of here.
You drunk?
Did chasing down witches make you go grey?
Blind, are you?
can't pull one over on me, Witcher. I can see you're a killer.
The wall. Fix it by the...
Monsieur de Bourbeau, can we talk?
You'd best be bearing good news. Get on with it.
This Jean-Luc, he did have a silver pendant. Kept a lock of Madame de Bourbeau's hair in it, matter of fact.
But how could she? To be unfaithful to me? A lord and heir with a plow-spawned peasant? Oh, she shall pay for this.
Don't doubt that. But mind paying me first? For services beyond the scope of the contract?
There. It'll come out of her dowry.
Got rid of the beast that was giving you trouble. It was a Shelmar.
Shelma? Whatever could that be?
Kinda like a cross between a mole and a caterpillar. Just big as a barn.
Huh? Well, Master Witcher, you make a poor first impression, but ultimately proved your worth. There. Your reward. Now, forgive me. I must speak to my wife.
Contract the Tufo monster. And just in time to end the stream. An hour. Where is it? 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 The last remaining thing left for Geralt to do was simultaneously the most pleasant part of the job. Namely, he could now collect his reward. Fortunately, despite his many flaws, Monsieur de Bourbeau nonetheless proved an upstanding man, paying the Witcher his remuneration down to the last crown.
The blind giant of this damned beast.
And that's going to end it for this stream. I've got to be very conservative. It is a work night. Excuse me, a work day tomorrow. I have to get some sleep. So I'm going to end it here. And I'm going to pick this back up tomorrow evening, most likely, because I won't have work this Friday. But Thursday evening, I should be free. And we'll continue this in episode 26. And if you look at the quest log, we absolutely have nothing else to pursue except for capture the castle, and you could argue Knight for Hire, but I'm saving that one. Like, I don't want to complete that one for another reason. I can go into detail later, but it's really just a matter of being able to have enough crowns to craft everything I want to before I end the game. So, alright, I'll see you next time, tomorrow evening, around the same time, episode number 26, and we'll be moving the story forward. You guys peace out, have a good night.